Hey folks, welcome back. This is Rick from LaLa Farm. So we are out here in the main goat barn, and we're going to talk about heat lamps today. Now, last year before, some point, I don't remember when. Here's a link up here. I had did a video on basically various types of heating sources that we use here on the farm. Everything from the sweeter heater, like a radiant heat, to infrared, and my least favorite was generally just a heat lamp. Really dislike that lamp until we got a recommendation from a friend of ours who found through Premier One another form of heating lamp, but it's plastic. We have really begun to like this heating lamp. Let's talk about that. These are Nigerian dwarfs, 2 does, 1 buck. And what you can see is one of them is in the heater. What heater, you ask? So this is the heater that I'm talking about. This is from Premier One. Now this heater has been running for close to 2 straight days ever since these kids were born. And unlike those metal ones, this one here is cool to the touch. Friend of ours actually that uses this unit actually had one of these lamps fall down into wood shavings and sat there overnight, and it did not catch anything on fire. Now, had we done that with the metal heat lamps that we're used to using, chances are that would have caught on fire, so would his barn. So like I said, this has been running for 2 days, and I can put my hand right on it. Now, is it hot? I couldn't leave it there for a long time, but as you can see, minor contact is not going to cause this thing to catch on fire. I can put it off to the side and probably leave my hand there all day long, but right underneath it, that's really hot. And we are using a 250 watt bulb for the heater in this. Also, one of the things that I really disliked about the metal heaters was that there's really no good attachment clip on those, and this one, this whole entire casing is molded plastic, and it has a hole up here where the carabiner can just connect right onto it. Okay, this also has a really heavy-duty cord with a spring so that you can actually wrap this around things and it's not going to get bound up. It's just a really well thought out lamp. So we are out in my workshop, and we bought 4 of these lamps. We still have this is the last one that we haven't opened yet. LaLa kept me one back so that I could do an opening for you. So to assemble it, it's just a matter of screwing the light in, because this is a high wattage bulb. I don't like to touch the lamp with the oil of my fingers. I learned in the Navy, I don't know if it is universal, but in the Navy, those were such high wattage bulbs that I would use on landing equipment that the oil on your fingers would cause a burn spot on that bulb and would cause it to prematurely burn out. So I just have always, for regular household bulbs, fine, but this is a high wattage bulb, so I just don't touch it with my fingers. So to put the lid on, in there, push and turn until it seats. And that's all there is to it. And now this lamp is fully assembled. So this is the Prima Heat Lamp from Premier One. Comes with excellent directions. Anyone who's got the heat lamps, the metal heat lamps before and used those, realize they come with no instructions, because I'm sure they're made in China and there's absolutely zero information on it, and they're constructed horribly. So the replacement light bulb, I'm sure you could use any 250 watt light bulb, but it even gives you the part numbers for the replacement bulbs. Assembly instructions here, and some of the ways that they recommend. So like this is a 4x4 panel here, just using a carabiner attached to this here. This is a heavy duty hook that's built right into the molding of the lamp to hook your carabiner into. Really, really good construction. And then of course it gives you all of the warnings, and they're probably the same warnings and cautions that you get with a traditional metal heat lamp. But as you just saw me out in the goat coop, this just does not. It's hot, but it's hot to the, you can still touch it, leave your hand on it. It's nothing like those metal lamps. So all in all, I'm really, really satisfied with this. The one last thing I'm going to show you is how we've been using this lamp literally for the last 3 months since we got the hogs, so however long that's been, because we've been using the lamps at nighttime in the new livestock barn to keep them warm, and even before we moved them out there, then we were using the same lamps in the big barn for heat at nighttime. So let me show you that application, and then we're going to close this one out. It's a pretty brief video. All in all, we're super happy with this heat lamp. So here we are out in the small livestock barn, hanging out with Sucklefoot. He's a little bit bigger than when we carried him into the barn. Now he's trying to bite my foot. So here's what we got up here, and this is what we've used for the pigs now for probably the last 4 months. This is the same Premier lamp. Up here, all we did was put an S hook in to the joist, ceiling joist, and then we run this out. Now eventually we're going to have electric in here, and the electric will have an outlet up here that we'll just plug it into. But you know, right now we're running all of these off extension cords, and it's just worked incredibly well. Our low temperature this year has got down to around 19 is the cold for this winter, and we basically fill this up with pine shavings, throw some hay right under the light, and he kind of makes himself a nest in here, don't you, bud? Don't you, bud? So that's Sucklefoot, and this one is Pork Chop, and you can see same exact configuration. So we've been using these lamps now, like I said, 3-4 months, and low temperature getting down to about 19, and they have done exceptionally well in keeping these hogs warm. And of course over here, still got Miss Melody. Miss Melody and Mr. Warrior. Oh, bud. And over here, got the 3 bottle babies. So this is Caroline, Gina, and Lars. Here's Mr. Lars. He's the one that the mama rejected, and these 2 are the ones that mama couldn't nurse. Caroline, Gina, and Lars. So folks, we're gonna wrap this one up. This one's short, sweet, to the point, just as it should be, except for all those cute animal pictures. Hope you're well, folks. Always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. LaLa Farm,